The chin strap-ons?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a few. Where the mountain port? It's not safe to walk around at night in Portland without one.
Excuse me, where's your mask, sir?
I didn't even think about that as a mask.
Ensures everyone stays 7 inches away.
Just going into Trader Joe's with that on
funny.
as a mask.
I'm here to buy my dried out meringues. And I forgot my mask at home. Could you go inside for me? That's going to be the future. The masks mandates are going to change so often. They'll be, hey, mister, outside.
Yeah.
Hey, I brought the wrong mask today. Can you go inside and buy me a pre-sliced watermelon?
Mike, that chin strap-on is actually the instrument I used to play in the marching band. I was playing snare. I would just hit the dick on the snare.
You get that good sound.
That's where the term headbanging comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Metalheads just stole it.
Yeah, metalheads just have long penises attached to their chins.
Metalheads have no ideas. None.
Near do I.
You're a metalhead at heart.
All right.
Let's do a show.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. We warmed up, I suppose.
Show it up.
Call that. Hey, welcome to Roast Mortem. It's the finest show, the only show worth quoting on any of your research papers. My name is Tom.
I'm a grower. I'm Travis.
My name is Mike. I dropped out of community college.
My name's Connor. I never even went to community college. Didn't even make it.
That's kind of a flex, though.
Yeah.
Not if you didn't say it, though. If I just left it at I never even made it, then...
You're saying that as if I don't have feelings, Connor. I pretend. What's going on? How we doing today, boys?
Doing well.
Doing all right. Yeah, doing fine. It's I almost had a wreck today. It's very icy. They refused to ice here in Portland. I was going a hot 10 miles per hour. That's how slick it was. You know, one of those things where like your car you hit all just ice and it just doesn't stop.
Oh my gosh, it's scary. You hit the brakes and it just starts like vibrating.
Yeah.
And that's because you're in Portland. They're all just frozen hobos, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I'm sure the death
bumpy
numbers
ice
have gone
road.
up. Yeah.
The lumpy ice of drunksicles.
They should just lie down in the road, freeze, and then you get a little more traction, but they don't seem to do that.
Nope. They're too expressive. Okay, who's got a story? We've actually done an episode this week, so we don't really have full weeks, but who has something to report since?
It's 2 days.
Oh, I tried to get a girl to stop talking to me by telling her I had no money, and it made her want me more. And I was like kind of pissed off about that.
Wow.
So that's my week.
1 in a million.
That's
Mike,
incredible.
Is this the same Little Spoon Jeans girl or no?
Might be.
Whoa.
Why? She was Big Spoon. Why would you want to push her away?
I got no money.
But she was the Big Spoon. She can comfort your lack of money by being the Big Spoon for you.
I haven't smoked weed in a while. I'm not thinking straight.
Get some weed in that brain, Mike.
Yeah.
You did tell her that you have Dogecoin, right?
Yeah, she laughed at me.
Even better.
I don't know. She keeps sounding like a keeper.
All right. It's good because if they know what Dogecoin is, it's over. The relationship's over. But if you have to explain to them over and over again, then that's how real relationships are founded.
Yeah.
It's true.
So the fact that you laughed leaves a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
She's like, I invested in Shiba Inu.
Who
I
hasn't?
hope so.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
I wish I did. I
that
fucked
one's
up.
Connor, do you have anything to report?
No. Oh, I locked myself out of my house this morning
Oh.
as I was getting ready to go to work.
Uh-oh.
I closed the door, and we have the two locks, like the bigger one and then the handle lock, and the handle lock was already locked as I closed the door. And as I was closing the door, I'd be like, it'd be really stupid to lock this door and not check to see if you had your keys. And then I closed the door and immediately realized I'd left my keys inside. So I had to call my sister. Thankfully, she was nearby with a spare.
Oh.
Because Lizzie was not nearby with the other key. So
You're pretty close to your sister, right?
yeah, but she was driving up to Massachusetts with my dad today.
Wow.
And so I called her, and she's like, hey, why are you calling me so early? I was like, well, you'll never hear that. Guess what happened to me? And she was on her way driving out to Long Island. So it was like, if I had called her like 10 minutes later or gotten locked out 10 minutes later, she would have been too far to help.
Damn. All right, man.
Yeah.
I hate
Hey,
those
you lucked
moments. Those moments where you're like, fuck.
Yeah. It was like instant, like right
Yeah.
when I closed the door. And it's just like, This is why I need to train my dog to open up the door. But then I'm worried he would just use it to escape. So,
Or you'd have someone like me walking down the street with a bunch of salami trying to sneak into people's houses.
yeah.
And
I was
the
gonna
dog
say,
would be
he'd
like,
let you
I
right
need
in.
that. Yeah.
There's certain things that I eat, and I have that feeling. I go, oh, yeah, I got locked out of not having diarrhea.
And then you eat it.
Because I already ate it. It's in my mouth. It's in the gullet.
Yeah.
I can't throw it up.
Can't stop it now.
I hadn't been drinking that much. All right, guys. I didn't have a week. I did some research. We're going to find out about that. So
Hell yeah, brother!
Yeah.
just get right on this, I suppose.
Amen.
On the old shopping block tonight is a strong woman. A woman with character. Perhaps only character. And not much else to offer. I'm talking about Calamity Jane.
Oh, shit.
Drawing a blank on this one. I've never heard of her.
That's good, Mike. That's a good place to start. Now, you other
Learning
guys,
today.
do you know anything about Calamity Jane?
Well, one thing we did just learn a bit about Mike is he's too poor to afford HBO Max, or else he would have seen the show
True.
Deadwood, and he would have known who Calamity Jane was.
You guys got like a membership I could leech onto?
That's one of my only memberships that I'm leeching off someone else.
Fuck.
So I'm sorry, I can't extend that to you. Anything,
No,
Connor?
I don't know anything about her.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know she's calamitous, or maybe not.
Chlamydia James is her name.
That was her sister, who was much less successful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Travis, I think you really nailed it. There's not much else going on here. We're going to find out. This is a name everyone knows. Everyone knows Calamity Jane, right? She's basically a stolen valor prostitute, best known for dressing like a man and making up stories about Pony Express riding and engine fighting.
She was kind of prostitute.
Well,
Wait, a stolen valor prostitute? Does that mean she claimed that she was a prostitute but never was?
she's stealing valor for everything.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
if they had a spot in Kmart that's like it's only for prostitutes and people who have killed like 5 score Inyan and were married to several men who actually achieve things, this would be the spot for her
Oh, okay.
that she would take.
That's
So
it.
that is just Walmart aisle 4.
Yeah. Accomplished.
Yeah.
The subject of many dime novels, now, none of which she wrote or she was a legend while alive, okay? Right. She was actually illiterate. She claimed heavily in her involvement in the late 1800s Western expansion. Most of this was made up. She's the archetypal in reputation building. We've seen this. This is very common today. I mean, we see it with anyone who has an online presence.
Was she basically an Instagram influencer without Instagram? Did she miss her calling by like 200 years?
I'm going to say that this is definitely the consumer's fault that this got this far.
Blame the American consumer.
Yeah.
So, Tom, was she a legend? I guess we're going to find out. But was she a legend during her time?
Yes.
While she was alive?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's funny because I feel like that was just kind of... There were Western American influencers back then because you'd get these stupid, like, New York idiots like us going out to Jellystone Park and finding someone that looks interesting with syphilis or something like that, and then writing these stories about them fighting grizzly bears and shit.
Like Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
In Jellystone Park. This is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Actually, that exact thing happens in this story. Like, you've described it to a T, so we'll get right into it.
All right.
May 1st, she is born. It's May 1st, 1852, more likely 1856, though.
Oh, my God.
One
Even
of
this
the-
is stolen.
Yeah. She doesn't even have her own birthday.
Is her name Jane at least?
Nope. Oh, my God. Her middle name is Jane. Her name, well, she's born in Missouri, Princeton, Missouri, as Martha Jane Canary. Her father was R.W. Canary, former farmer of Ohio.
Retired farmer?
Was
What?
that capital F farmer? Like he was the farmer of Ohio.
I realized that as I read that, so we're gonna go with it. As he was never really successful. He was always in debt, nasty gambling problem. It's fine. Her mother was a woman named Charlotte.
Cool.
She was the eldest of 6 siblings.
Damn.
Her hometown, Princeton, celebrates Calamity Jane, even to this day, with Calamity Jane Days every year.
Days plural?
Yeah, multiple. It's a weekend.
For this fictional woman?
She did exist. I don't want to go that far.
Like the day off from school or some shit.
No, it's on a weekend, Mike. They really don't do it. So it's got a parade. It's got a Miss Calamity Jane contest. Sales with calamitous prices from all the retailers in the area. And, of course, the melodrama based on her life is performed.
Oh, of course.
At the Arts Center.
I love these small towns where there's some weird, like, one thing that happened there. I just learned about it's Ariel, Washington. It's close to Portland. And they celebrate D.B. Cooper Day because that's where they think D.B. Cooper landed.
That's cool though.
Yeah, that's way more fun. This is a drunk prostitute.
Yeah.
D.B. Cooper accomplished something.
So are the calamitous
He is badass.
prices like 1860s prices? So they're selling things for a nickel, or is it like this gallon of milk is now $200,000? Like who's gonna buy it?
Yeah, actually, calamitous is not how I want my prices to be. I want them to be somewhat appropriate,
Yeah.
perhaps discounted.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that was our little jump into the future. They lived with Martha's grandfather, who had purchased land in Princeton and sold a chunk of it to his son, R.W. Young Martha was free to roam Princeton as a child, probably due to drunken negligence by her parents.
Nice.
Hell yeah. This is before they had Blue's Clues. You put that on the TV, you watch that heroin addict of a man talk about a fictional dog.
Don't talk about him like that. He's a beautiful soul.
He came back to us this year.
Yeah, he told me everything. He's so proud of me. And like,
Yeah.
You don't know me, Steve. You just
that
don't
piece
fucking
of shit.
know
He
me.
left me. He left me when I needed him the most.
Yeah.
And look at me now.
Dogecoin rich. No real money. Very fun.
Look at my curtains. Look at this. I got a shed out here.
Look at
I'm
those
just looking
nice,
into a
nice
shed.
curtains.
At least you don't live in the shed like Calamity does several times in her life. In 1864, Martha was 8, and the family moved west. During their move to Virginia City, Montana.
Been there, done that. Check out our Jack Slade episode.
Yep. Martha becomes a drinking, smoking, hunting, and cursing frontier kid.
I like that.
Good for her.
Now, no documents exist of the family in this time. But Martha's unreliable autobiography claims that she spent most of her time with the hunting party. Women who wear pants. This is how she blew people's minds. She wore the breeches.
What?
Wait, she wore jeans, and that's what the whole big commotion's about?
Not jeans, but like leather pants. Because every cowboy was gay back then.
Oh, she's wearing assless chaps. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that's a woman's ass, not a man's ass.
That's so weird.
Damn it.
Whoa.
Doesn't
Whoa,
fit
look
the
at all
bill.
that hair on that woman's ass.
Oh, look at that big zit. Just want to pop it.
Guys, if you feel free to look up pictures of Calamity Jane. There's
I'm
a
looking
few
up
of them.
photos. Jane, whatever her name is.
And she made her career, we'll talk about it later on, but from her pictures. Virginia City was supposed to be a gold mining town that had a good reputation. But it turns out that Virginia City was trash. So they moved to Blackfoot, Montana, where they picked up the career of dying. You see, Martha's mother died in Blackfoot. Typical frontier behavior. So R.W. was like, I gotta get out of here. My wife died here. So he moved to Salt Lake City, Utah, where he became a farmer, where he also died. You see, his thing was he was a farmer, and I wrote a joke, and I totally messed it up, but I guess he was farming daisies. as that's what he was pushing
Now
up.
he's pushing the.
Wow.
Good joke.
There.
See, this is why I can't actually write the joke into the script.
Yeah, so let it come to you.
Yeah, because I barely actually read it.
I thought he was farming, and by that you meant tug jobs, Mormons.
Now, the Mormons. No, there's nothing on Mormons in the script here. Either way, he was buried. Now Martha had to take care of her 5 younger siblings. So that's a lot of Pokemon cards. In a few of her biographies, the authors tell tales about her time in Montana mining towns and Salt Lake City. All of them have been disproven. Literally every tale that is told about Calamity Jane does not make sense.
Okay.
Ever.
Good start.
All right.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about, or some of the biographies out there talk about how she people ran into her when she was in Salt Lake, and they remember her. She was 8. like they just made up stories.
She was just
about-
a little fucking kid, like a street urchin.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
would
TV
place her
back
at
then.
like 22 years old to be like, yeah, I met her when she was in her 20s. She was rustling cattle and shooting engines' heads.
Meanwhile, she's just 8 years old, begging for scraps on the street.
Yeah, she sends all of her brothers and sisters to live in an orphanage.
Sir, are you going to eat that gristle off that steak? I will suck it off the ground. I'm so hungry.
That ain't gristle, missy.
You know, there's a lot of that going on in the good old Wild West America frontier land.
Now, it's got to be hard to live. It's got
Yeah.
to be real hard to live at
Yeah.
this time.
Dying's easy.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, just like Calamity Jane's dad. So easy. Took the easy route. Hang
Just
out with
die.
Mormons, die.
I'm going to get me one of them dirt beds. Calamity claimed that she had spent her time in bars and saloons with military men, drinking and whatnot. She may have done this a few times, but more accurately, she was picked up by a nice couple named the Gallanders in Butte, Montana, and they took care of her for a few years.
That's
Gorgeous,
nice.
gorgeous country up there. We'll say
I
that.
bet. I've always wanted to go there.
Cold as fuck, though.
It's cold here too.
I don't really want to go to Montana.
No?
Really?
No.
Of all the Western states, I think Montana is the one I want to go to the most.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I've
I
only
could
driven through it.
Skip
I
Utah.
want to see it once
but
at least.
I mean, Utah, what do they have?
A big lake of salt.
Yeah.
They got the jazz there.
Although I did
No,
watch
they don't allow jazz music, Mike.
They got big jazz.
big swing bands, eh? Mm-hmm. I watched a
Yeah.
movie based in Salt Lake City. It was a Christmas movie called A Hobo's Christmas.
They were the SLC punk or something like that.
No, that's too predictable. But Hobo's Christmas, too fun. Too fun. I recommend if you have a family, torture them with that. Sorry, I'm sniffly, guys.
He's got COVID.
I got COVID again.
Omicron dose.
Double down. Ding, 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 ding.
I'll take it. I'd be an anomaly. Study me.
Use
Cut
my
them
blood.
open. Let's see what's inside.
Treat me to a bag of sand fleas, Mr. Fauci. Figure me out.
Tom, come on. You get upset. You were talking about this. When you go to the gym, you don't take showers because people are going to see your pee-pee. You don't want to be examined by doctors. They're going to look on the underside of your pee-pee. They're going to look in your taint region. They're going to take scrape samples out of your taint
You're right.
to find the COVID lands.
That's not good. I don't want that.
Can't have that.
Yeah, I just think you got to rethink your life choices, Tom. Sometimes say these things.
Oh, speaking of the gym front, I did switch to from Planet Fitness to LA Fitness.
La Fitness.
Yeah, La
Oh,
Fitness.
welcome to L Fitness.
So you're going from the whole world to just one city on the west coast of the United States.
Yeah,
You sold out, Tom. I don't respect you anymore.
you
Sorry.
shouldn't respect me. I don't know how
Tom,
you
I-
still show up to this show.
I don't know. I'm on Zoom now. That's why. It's
He
getting,
doesn't have to leave his room.
All right. At age 13, she gets she finds herself in Piedmont, Wyoming. This is confirmed by a census. The age was fudged, but everything else lined up. The
we got-
Union Pacific Railroad was being built through Wyoming in the late 1860s, bringing life to many destitute mining towns. where there was railroad, there were Indians trying to scalp it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, like StubHub people.
Yep. Hey, I got tickets
Like-
to you too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Native Americans out in Wyoming that have all the PS5s. Go get them.
Need tickets. Anyone need tickets?
Yeah, just don't run up dead at Mohican Sun, because we figured that out. Those aren't bloody tears. Rough and tumble ex-military and mercenary men were on staff to ward off any scalpers, which I think we should still do, actually. Just get a bunch of vets.
Just start building trains to nowhere. Have people guard them.
Just have them guarded. We don't know what to do
Who's
with our
coming? We don't know.
We don't know what to do with our vets. Put them out there.
All right, everyone. We're going to build a train to the ice wall at the end of a flat Earth. Just hop on board.
Here's a
Just a
38
circle.
lever action rifle. Food for 2 months. Good luck.
Yeah. If that's what we did, I'd be fine with all the taxes. Until then, it's all a rip. Martha,
Wait, but Tom, also, hold on.
Yes.
I must clarify. It wasn't just Native American people scalping, because the white people were also scalping.
are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a thing that the white people used to have bounties for Native American scalps that they would hand in at government outposts.
No, I don't believe you. I'm still on team they savages. Mike is really upset.
He did not like that one.
Look in the chat real quick.
He actually hates Thanksgiving. Let me see. What is this shit?
Yeah, that's Calamity Jane. I sent that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Great. I'm so great we stopped the show. So look at those breasts.
Wait, yeah.
Wow. No wonder she was so
I want-
popular.
I want the viewers to get a better visual.
God.
Yeah.
Aren't we the viewers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally the only viewers of this show.
And
Audio
Gaga
show.
Geese.
Gaga Geese.
Did he win the Pit Vipers?
Someone
No.
else? No, I don't think so.
That shit's rigged.
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
if you're Gaga Geese, you listen to this. I
do you
tried
mean?
pulling. I tried pulling for you.
Randomly generated number. We're an honest podcast.
Mike says it's
I
rigged
told
in
you.
one sentence, and the next sentence is talking about how he tried to rig it.
I mean, I put a good word in for him.
Yeah, it's
Mike,
a number.
you've been-
You put in a
Mike,
number
you-
for him.
You were like, you must be. This show must be rubbing off on you. All these boss tweeds and con artists.
Yeah, man, you guys are a bad influence on me.
We're terrible.
My name's Skin Flute on Zoom, so whenever I go to my business meetings, and you Skin Flute.
I actually went to a business meeting not changing my name from Stank Dank.
That's
Do
great.
you, I mean, I feel like you guys. Sorry, one more tangent. You guys have seen that video of that guy going to the court and he's got the cat filter on him and he's.
Oh yeah.
Sir, I swear I'm not a cat. This is a filter. He's like, turn that fucking
Yeah.
filter off.
That was good.
He sounds like Hank Hill. Aw, Mike's got a tabby.
This is my day one.
It's your
Nice.
day one.
Yeah, I'd lose my life over this guy if it was between me and him.
Do you have a fleshlight hole? In
Yeah, I
the
was going
bottom?
to say Mike was keeping the fleshlight out of sight.
A girl tried drawing on it. She tried like writing her name all over him, and I broke up with her like immediately
Broke her
after.
teeth.
I got really upset, and I was like, "No way! How dare you disrespect my boy like that?"
Being
drawn him.
How dare you?
Yeah, so I'm a loser. Continue, Tom.
Mike,
Alright.
you need a pull-out couch so you can just shut people into it who are fucking with your shit.
Hey, one day my Dogecoin takes off,
You gotta behave?
or my seeking arrangements career takes off.
Martha most likely joined these camps of military men as residents of the dying town of Piedmont did. See, this happened a lot where as the development would happen, the towns would clear out. So they would have a little boom and then a bust. It's safe to say that Martha was now a prostitute.
Hell yeah!
She
Sex
befriended
worker.
the supply freighting teams and followed them around. She was like a blue-collar groupie.
Camp followers. That's what
Like Jeff-
That's what ancient armies would call them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
camp followers.
I guess it's kind of safe.
Or just Jeff Dunham with tits.
She did kind of look like one of his puppets. If you look up some of the older pictures where she's real burnt
I
out.
don't know. That new one of her looked really good.
That new one, yeah. That's a nice blonde. In 1875, talk about the Black Hills of South Dakota, the place where Calamity Jane is most associated with. She claimed to have a hand in developing this area, but that has not been proven. She was definitely known, that's for sure. Building?
Hey,
I
oh.
don't think so.
Little Calamity over here, she gets around, you know what I mean? That was the reputation.
Yeah, we have some Calamity chowder. Oh! It's not funny. I'm going to kill myself after this episode.
Do you think a lot of it was
Me
like
too.
guys getting caught having sex with her, and then their wives were like, "We having sex with a prostitute?" And they're like, "No, she's Calamity Jane. She's a cowboy. I swear she's not a prostitute."
We were just practicing riding around on horses
Yeah.
with other men who have pants.
She was just
She's
showing
my
me
bro.
how to hog tie cattle by hog tying me. That's all.
That's
Honey,
Squeeze
this
me
cannot
off.
be a prostitute. She has pants on. She's got pants.
There's a working man
Yeah.
with a vagina. Which, let's
I'm
not talk
surprised
about.
she didn't. I'm surprised she didn't use her last name. Go by like Canary Jane, just because she's like all up in those mines of that anus. You know what I'm saying? Like a canary. They send the canaries in and they wait for the noxious gases.
They would call her by her last name occasionally when she started to sing while she was drunk because she had a terrible voice.
All right.
Oh God.
So even back then, they had a sense of humor.
Good to know.
The Black Hills Expedition of 1874, led by General Custer. A group of government surveyors made their way south to the uncharted area, thus the formation of the town Deadwood, named after the show, obviously.
So also on my cross America trip, I went to Deadwood, and it is, if you're ever in the area, definitely stop. It is like, it's the weirdest. Have you guys been down to Jersey Shore?
Yeah. No, actually, I've never been there. Actually, I took that back.
No, Connor,
a
you've
lie.
been there, right?
I've seen it on TV.
Well, wait. Do you mean like Atlantic City?
Yeah, like
No.
Atlantic City or Seaside Heights, like anywhere on the boardwalk.
I've been on the Turnpike. That's about it.
Well, Deadwood is basically just like a boardwalk carny type thing, but instead of having like New York right wing T-shirts that they sell or Jersey T-shirts, it's like Midwest T-shirts. So I saw Trump on the back of a motorcycle on the back of a T-shirt with like Melania, and he's like flipping off. Like she's naked on the back, flipping
probably sick.
people off. Like it's like such a, and it's all like video poker there. There's lots of video poker. It's a weird town.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the middle of the country is very depressed, and I think this place was kind of born to be depressed.
Well, they also do like a shootout every day, or like every day, like
Every day.
weekend or something. No, like a staged one, right? Where all the cowboys walk out and they go papa. But like you see these people walking around with like ARs and shit, and you're like, is that somebody actually just like opening out into the crowd?
Those people with like the open carry who just like carrying around these guns, they're just children like trying to live out some weird fantasy. And like,
It's true.
as someone who likes the Second Amendment, it's just like put them away. They're not for like when you go to Fridays. Like that's not
you're
the
gonna
case.
flex
But
it
what
that
if
hard.
ISIS is at that Friday?
All right, now we're talking. Okay, I see your point.
ISIS
Keep
is
it in the
at my
trunk.
Fridays in Iowa. I need this gun.
Oh my gosh. Well, either way, enough of me preaching. You know what? You do whatever you want with your guns. Just
I'm
stay
just
away from
saying-
me and my family.
I'm just saying, Deadwood, watch out. We're from New York. We saw the attacks of 9/11. Next time, it's happening in Deadwood, South Dakota. Because
Yeah.
that is a happening spot.
Osama too. He's coming in.
Yeah, double Osama.
OBJ Jr.
Below
like
Osama definitely rolls. All right. The Black Hills were rumored to have gold. So the government had signed a non-intrusive treaty with the Sioux Indians in the area. But as soon as one prospector found some gold, that's all over.
You mean to tell me the federal government did not honor a treaty with Native American tribes?
I think it made about like 4 years.
That's
they were like,
gotta be a record.
oops.
Yeah. New record.
It's like the Olympics.
Now, technically, they had a military presence there to keep the Black Hills free of prospectors on paper. But this only turned into a problem because whenever you have a lot of government officials coming in and a lot of people who are just trying to dig for gold, you're just going to get those people paid off by the miners. Like, it's never worked ever. When there's there's a lot of money over there, we can't do anything to you. We can keep you out of it. It just makes corruption.
Yeah.
So you can't keep people away from gold. It just doesn't work.
Like if
unless they're Native Americans, where they don't care and they don't know anything about income tax.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Tom, if you got a bucket of steamed clams and you're like, I got this whole bucket, Travis, I'm going to do everything in my power to try to get that bucket from you.
Yeah, probably.
You probably that's how corruption's born.
You probably hurt me.
Yeah. I'd probably pay you off with some handies.
Help yourself. I am clocking out.
Yeah. Don't need the handies. Just see you later.
Enjoy your clams. Martha claims that when she got the nickname, Martha claims that this is when she got the nickname Calamity Jane for saving Captain James Egan in a row with some Injuns. Not likely. In fact, the only encounter she had with Captain James Egan was at Fort Laramie, when he told her and the other prostitutes to leave.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, when she was at Fort Laramie and she sucked his dick.
We didn't even get that far. She was sucking someone's toad, and all of a sudden things got real tight in the collar as soon as Egan walks in and goes, "Hey, get out of here, you whore in pants."
That was what he was offended by. You're wearing pants, madame.
Your whores are wearing pants. This discipline has gotten too lax.
These double penetrations you're doing all over my precious fort, I can stand that, but wearing pants? Disgusting. There's loads of explanations from various characters about how she got the nickname, but there's no definitive answer. On top of which, Jane was actually slung around kind of interchangeably, kind of like Jane Doe. That was just a thing. You call a guy, you call girls Janes back then. And Calamity was a word often used around this time in the press. They loved that fucking word. In fact, there were multiple known Calamity Janes in the Western lore, but Martha's legacy was the only one that really stuck.
Well, that is a very strong word because it's got Calamity Jane.
I knew you would stop several times to salivate.
Yeah, I'm fixated, dude. This is why I'm thinking about clams and giving out hand jobs. Clam!
You guys.
Travis is going
clams right now.
finish this episode and just shotgun a can of clams.
Yeah!
Good on hand jobs.
I've seen it, yep. Travis's code word for clams. This is when he's talking about
HJ.
penises.
Oh, hey guys, Norse god Woden here. Any of y'all going on a Viking soon? And I'm not talking about no Viking river cruises shit. I'm talking about some pillaging, disemboweling Christians, you know, real Viking stuff. Well, any good Norse warrior would never be caught going on a Viking without some quality bling. You know what I'm saying? Consult your local seer and go to VikingJewelry.com. That's Viking without vowels, because this is the 21st century and we fucking hate vowels. While you're there, pick yourself up some jewelry that says, yes, I just went to a Blood Eagle and those earls were like, damn, berserker.
Thanks, Woden. Travis here. Look, we got ourselves a sponsor. Oh my god. And it's a Norse sponsor. How cool is that? Go check out VKNGjewelry.com and use the code ROASTMORTEM, no space, for a 10% off discount. They got tons of sweet Norse jewelry. Personally, I rock runes around my neck on the regular because its history is cool. And they got all sorts of sweet stuff like Mjolnirs, they have Valknuts, Yggdrasils, for dudes, shield maidens, and even cave trolls. So that's vkngjewelry.com, discount code ROASTMORTEM. And now, back to the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Calamity must have been synonymous with alcoholic because several women had that nickname. They all had that in common. A lot of times they were just thrown in jails and be like, yeah, Calamity Jane was picked up down here in the local Calamity town.
So was saying like Calamity Jane did this, was this maybe just like saying Florida man?
Kind of. That's a good analogy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
is this just is Calamity Jane just all the Florida man stories have just like blending into one, and eventually like 30 years from now we're gonna pick a guy that is Florida man,
Oh, wow.
and all Florida man
wow.
will be this guy.
Yeah, let's say it has like maybe a tenth of that power, but it's the same
Same
concept.
idea.
Yeah, there was lots of Calamity Janes.
I love that,
shit.
Connor. Like the amalgamation of all of the Florida mans
Yeah.
into one like
super
urban
being.
legend lore.
I thought it'd be the bath salts guy that ate that dude's face. I thought
Well,
he would
that-
be the ultimate Florida man.
Was
To
he
be
even in
part of it.
Florida? Well,
He was in
regardless,
Florida.
it was very Floridian.
It was a very
behavior.
Floridian move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did it outside of like Disney World or some shit.
Like if a guy in New York takes a shit ton of meth and like thinks he's a gorilla and climbs the Empire State Building, we should still say Florida man tries to climb Empire State Building.
Do you know why there's those Florida man? Like, why that's so crazy?
Isn't it because of like the way they have the law of
Yeah.
how police reports are released?
Yeah, it's called the Sunshine Laws, which is like pretty much any police report is transparent immediately to the
Yeah,
press.
like even before charges are filed, it's like
Yeah.
here's the person. Here you go.
Trust me, the same activity is happening in Louisiana, Alabama, and everywhere in the area. Hell,
New York.
even up north.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to
probably New
Maine?
York.
They're savages. Everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunshine Laws.
Well, Florida's a cesspool.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
It is. That's a compliment for Florida.
I think I said this like last episode. I think we're talking about Florida man.
Most of the time, their sewage is backing up, so it's good to have a
Yeah,
cesspool.
they're
Once you
below
go to,
sea
like-
level.
Yeah, once you go to Miami, Orlando, it's cool. But then you go to like Jacksonville, I feel like it's
It's where they have a school
cool there.
with a team. Now,
Yeah,
James'
Jaguars there.
participation with the expedition to the Black Hills was pretty much limited to trailing to camps and waving from a distance.
Oh, hey there. How you doing?
Some of the troops grew to like her. They wanted to have her around. She was fun. She was like kind of a mascot for them. They're like, hey, the woman in pants is here.
Oh, she's a prostitute.
Was she wearing
Yeah.
pants at this time? We're already up to that.
Okay, so not that it's like spoiling much, but it was like kind of, it was looked down upon in society for a woman to wear pants. So the guys like this. They like the rough and tumble stuff.
Right.
The captains and officers, they did not like this stuff. And out west it's not out east where everything is kind of set up already. It
Yeah.
was like an Eastern fashion already. So people saw this as like kind of progressive.
But she
And
was wearing pants by now.
That's the thing. Not
We don't
that
know?
much.
Oh, not
she
even
wasn't
really.
even wearing them that much. Like people would tell
That was
stories
just the
about.
stories about her wearing pants.
She get
Well, yeah,
drunk,
because her legs were always up in the air with nothing on.
right? She would get
She
drunk.
was naked.
She'd be prostituting around, and then she'd put on someone's pants while they dance around the campfire.
Oh,
Yeah.
this sounds like a fun
Nothing wrong
time.
with that. Yeah. She looks hot from the Google images I looked up.
It's not the anime one, by the way.
Oh.
There's a anime. Yeah, it's not that.
Anime
'Cause I-
Calamity Jane?
That anime Calamity Jane is hot.
Let me see. I'm gonna Google this.
It's not the
Oh,
hentai one either, Mike. Don't try.
Now, legend
Johnny
has it
Sins.
that a army tailor made her a uniform to cover her girly figure, and she snuck around with the guys for a while. Eventually, she was discovered by senior officers and kicked to the sidelines again. So that was probably not true, but
That sounds like Mulan.
yeah, how can I make a man out of you, you
Oh my
bitch?
god.
Let's
That's how I
get
didn't-
down to business.
Calamity James Hente is crazy. Holy fuck.
Once again, a few takes on her trip from Laramie to Black Hills. Well, I read that totally wrong. Doesn't matter. Anyway, she spent some time in Black Hills, but she was in Fort Laramie for most of this time. Some Chicago-based newspapers, this newspaper writer met up with her in one of the camps and was astonished to find a woman there. He wrote about it. She worked with, so people in Chicago are like hearing about a woman wearing pants, right? It's just so weird
The
to me.
hot
It's like
gossip.
there's not much to talk about, really.
Yeah, but Tom, then you turn the news on today, and they're like, "Look at this dog! It can skateboard! Oh my god!
Are you
Check out
kidding
this
me?
video that's going viral!
Have you looked at the news recently?
It's all garbage."
Yeah, I know that, but it's not the skateboarding dog. That was the news of yesteryear,
Yeah,
which I
like
long for.
mid-2000s.
I don't know. I whenever I turn the news on now, I still see some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, you
just
see,
feel like-
you see Biden on a skateboard, and someone's pushing him.
I see like mass
Get
shooting
vexed, bro.
reports. Like a new kid shooting up a school. I'm like, oh damn, here we go again.
It's another one.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, we get to us guys get to tune in and go, it's one of us again.
Oh, no,
Let me guess. Another man.
stable white male.
Yep. In 1876, the Black Hills Gold Rush was in full swing, and the military was sent to break the treaty formally. So now they were like, all right, Suze, we're going to fight you now. How's that sound? They were like, what the fuck, guys? Here, on this piece of paper, you said you wouldn't be fucking us. And here you are fucking us.
Yeah, how could you do this to us?
It's like, you know how we've been treating you shittily even though the treaty says we won't? Well, now we're not going to honor the treaty. It's like, well, wait, what have you been doing?
It's egregious. Egregious overstepping. They were supposedly given a formal eviction notice, but no. Jane became friendly with Wild Bill Hickok at this time and accompanied him to the Black Hills. Now, this time period is very difficult to decipher what her role in Deadwood actually was. There are lots of accounts, but many of them are contradicting, as I mentioned. She was definitely there for some time in 1876, but most likely she had only been to Deadwood like once before the town actually took off. So this is, guys, I just want to, if you're feeling something about this script right now, I should address. My main reference for this was Calamity Jane, The Woman and the Legend by James D. McLaird. Now, let me get something very clear. This book was thick.
Dummy thick.
It's all about accounts that were ruled out. Now, I read so many not truths in this book. It was like the least efficient researching
he's like-
I have ever done.
You want to hear all about the things she didn't do? Here you go.
That's exactly it. Like, this was, just tell me what it is. I can appreciate how this author went out of his way to go, you'll see sources saying this. And then he'll spend 10 pages on it and then go, but that's not necessarily what happened.
It's like that show with the Star Trek guy, right? And he's like, "Oh, that was fake.
Fiction.
Fiction. Yeah, that was
William
made
Riker.
up."
Fiction.
Bloody Riker, yeah.
Yeah, but one thing we do know is the character assessment across a lot of the accounts are pretty much the same. She was tough. She was always drunk. She liked trouble, but she was giving. Now, if someone was very sick, she would take care of them. That was the thing. If I knew you for 3 days and all of a sudden you got sick, I'll stop everything I'm doing and come take care of you.
Damn.
I think it's a way of pulling favors, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. An IOU.
Something like that.
Yeah. You're going to wash my pants.
She did try to stab an author named Arthur D. Williams when he, I don't know, he said something rude to her in a saloon. But this is like
Nice pants.
pretty common
That's fair game.
Wild West behavior.
Said something rude. You tried to stab him. You didn't actually stab him, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
She did stab him?
No. Well, I'm agreeing with what you're
Oh,
saying.
she only tried.
Only tried.
So that's
Yeah.
fair game.
I mean, they used to do the 5-finger fillet shit. They'd stab themselves in the fingers with a knife.
Not smart.
You ever do that?
Yeah, it's just fun.
Let me see
You're
those
really good
fingers,
at it.
Mike.
They're good. I'm good at it.
Wow, look at that speed.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to do that to you, but
Just flexing. I
Flex.
just apologize to the people at home that you can't show them how to do that the way you just did.
sorry, everyone. Maybe you can
pull-
hear that with your ears or something.
Donate
Dope
on the
moves.
Patreon, and Mike will play 5-finger fillet with you.
I'll do it. If you guys made like a bonus thing, I'll do like a round of it.
$5, 5 fingers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now Mike is showing off his butterfly knife skills. He's got 2 butterfly knives. He's
Well, those are virtual. I don't have to physically have those ones. It's pretty sad. Continue, Tom. Now I'm depressed.
Cool. Calamity hated Injuns, as you would suspect, and recalls coming across a family of slaughtered white folks while exploring an area of Red Canyon near Custer City, where Indians in question killed an expecting mother by strangling her with the unborn's umbilical cord.
Oh, that's savage.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Brutes. Brutes. She is quoted saying, "The only good Injun's a dead one." Now, I think that was, like, pretty common back then. I don't think we're breaking any taboos of the time.
That sounds about right for back then.
I think if you're just learning that white people in the 1870s were extremely racist, you might want to go start reading some other books.
Start your own podcast
about your learning journey that started here.
Yeah.
You know what I think we should do, given the climate, is just take whatever books you just read, Tom, just throw them in a big pyre and burn them, because we got to cancel this shit.
The show, or come
No,
on,
yeah.
This episode's over.
All of it. We had to digitally burn our show.
let's do
I'm
it.
gonna get like a good job like 20 years from now, and I'm not gonna get it because of this show, probably.
I don't
Gonna
put
get
your name
canceled.
on it. Just kidding. You're the
Oh,
only
thank
name,
you.
actually. You're the
Fuck.
only admin.
We have your social security in
Well,
the
that's good.
description.
Yeah.
That way, someone else could take my identity and make money from me.
Mike was trying to be the governor of North Dakota, and he was about to win, and then all of a sudden they found out that he said the N-word 100 times in 1 minute.
Yeah.
For bonus content on patreon.com/roastmortemcast. Go check that bonus out.
And we have a corporate sleuthing fee of $1,000 a month. If you're a corporation digging into Mike's background, $1,000 a month will hit you up with that file.
Yep, we'll just give it to you. We'll get you the transcripts. Anyway, enough of
you
that.
guys gonna be confused. I don't know what you guys are talking like tech logic right now.
We're talking about your future. Let me continue here. Her tale was similar to the account of the Met massacre, and she was certainly not an eyewitness to that. She was not even in the area. She just liked attention and had probably heard a similar story, but her account was off enough so we know it wasn't the case. So I think that actually did happen, the umbilical cord thing.
But she
Pretty
just
crazy.
took the story.
Yeah,
pretended it
because
was
wrong with it.
she like got the amount of people wrong, and it just didn't make sense
Right.
beyond that. In May of 1876, Jane was arrested for grand larceny in Cheyenne for stealing a bunch of pantyhose and overcoats back a few months prior. When she was arrested, she always went by the name Maggie Smith. Very smart, okay? After 3 weeks in jail, she was tried in Cheyenne, but found innocent on all charges.
Damn, girl.
For some reason, this incident was pretty well covered in papers across the Midwest, and it was Calamity's first claim to fame on a multi-state level.
Pantyhose robbery?
I don't even think they covered that because I think they just say larceny and shit. They don't really cover what the details are.
Oh, okay.
I think larceny sells better than underwears and
Yeah.
overcoats.
Yeah.
Underwear bandit strikes again.
The press were now following her pretty closely because they were bored out there. They really were. The Midwest,
What else is there to do?
yeah, they're just trying to find shit, wait for stuff to happen. And they followed her because they found the way she spoke was just horrid. She had, like, she was an idiot. She was illiterate. And she cursed all the time. And back then, cursing was a serious thing. Cowboys and tough guys would do it, but, like, you know.
Well, not only is she illiterate, but like she spent her whole life growing up in bars, saloons, and military camps. Like,
She's surrounded by the finest.
yeah.
You know, and like this is at a time when cursing still meant something. Like what happened with cursing is that it lost all
It's
steam.
not a curse. It's just words. Now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by the time it
normalized.
was the 80s. It like the thing happened with tattoos. That tattoos 20 years ago made you tough and now they make you a vegan. Like that happened to cursing
Yeah.
over a longer period of time.
Right. Back in the day, they were like, how are you ever going to get a job with a tattoo? And now there's like brain surgeons with neck tats.
Yeah. It's
like senators and shit.
Yeah.
I'm voting for a little Senny.
little Senny. ASAP Congress.
I want my congressman to have a tramp stamp.
How many Congress people do you think have tramp stamps?
I think Kumo's got one. Well, he's not a congressman, right?
Kumo?
What about Andrew
governor.
Weiner? Is he?
I think
Neither
Nancy
of the people you
Pelosi,
named are.
Nancy Pelosi definitely has the butterflies tramp stamp.
Oh, yeah, like one of those tramp stamps that's like off center.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like Cocoa Beach, Florida, '97.
A few of them
Lower
have to
back.
have those like terrible ankle tattoos.
Oh, you.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Little butt-
Like
like
Marjorie
little-
Taylor Greene's definitely got an ankle tattoo of like a heart on like a thorn.
such trash.
Yeah.
Or like a little fairy. Fucking. That's a classic.
I got a little
AOC
set of fairy wings right on the shoulder blade. Why
I
would you
think
put them there?
AOC's got the little tiny heart that's like right over a pussy, like right to the side on the hip.
Wow.
That's pretty hot. I like that.
I was hoping that she'd have the Vin Diesel sun nipples from Triple X.
A Godsmack logos over both of her nipples.
I thought you were going to say, I hope she had a Vin Diesel tattoo. And now I'm just picturing AOC with a massive Vin Diesel lower back tattoo.
I like it.
That's amazing.
Like just his face, just right over her butt.
Too fast.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders has a chess piece of Bernie Sanders on his chest.
Like Steve-O.
Yeah.
So she makes, back to Jane here. She makes a trek from Cheyenne to Laramie, and upon arrival was asked by a reporter if she saw any Indians on her 90-mile buggy ride. She said, of course, yes. And the same reporter further elaborated, saying the only reason she wasn't captured or killed was because of her proficiency in cursing. This is how they thought of it. They thought it was like a tool. So that words hurt, guys. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words might keep the engines away.
So I guess the show kind of really got it right with the cursing on Calamity Jane.
Us?
Oh, Deadwood?
Deadwood. Have you guys
Why
seen
she-
Deadwood?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, she's like she's cursing like a drunk idiot
sailor.
dirt person.
It's truly like one of her few accomplishments, is
Yeah.
being known for cussing.
Known for cussing and drinking.
She was the female ODB of the West.
Now, like 10-year-olds curse. I hear like 10-year-olds saying like "fuck" and like shit. Well, I guess everyone. I mean,
I don't know. I was cursing at 10.
Yeah, I was cursing
Yeah.
too, but I was like in secret. It was like on the bus with my friends. It wasn't like in front of my parents or like in front of adults.
I hate adults who curse all the time now. Like, I hate
Me
it.
too.
It's
I think it's
so
kinda-
fucking annoying.
I think it's very tacky, kind of.
See what I did there?
Like
Bunch
in
of
public,
bullshit.
you know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
it was a joke. No, it is like, it can be overbearing. Like, what are you saying?
In public, it's like, come on.
Just anytime. I don't know.
You can't say fucking.
You can't say fucking.
You can't say fucking.
All right,
I walk
I'm gonna
around
try
the
to do
street
rest of the
screaming
show with no
dildos.
cursing.
No
actually.
swearing.
I'm gonna test my crutch.
Shiitake mushrooms.
So clever, Mike.
Some girl got suspended in 2nd grade for saying that.
Well, she should be dead now. They should have shot her.
I think she is dead.
Oh no, she fudging OD'd.
All right. She claimed to be a part of a charge led by General A. Crook against the Sioux Indians, stating that her role was vital to delivering dispatch commands. This is false. No military records contain Martha or any other names that she used as a scout. So there were women who were involved in the military at this point. They did things. So it wasn't like they didn't take records. So that's not really an argument here. She just kind of lied. Martha claimed to be close to Wild Bill Hickok. His biographers claim this to be way, way over sensationalized. This is gossip at best. They knew each other, but just as acquaintances. Anyway, he died in August of 1876, and that's that. Now, this is how far she pushed it with saying she knows this great man. She claimed to have captured Hickok's murderer, Jack McCall, all by herself, and watched him hang. This was untrue. You see, the townspeople caught him, and she did not watch him hang. as he was tried and let off on a technicality, and then escaped, went to another state, and there he was captured, retried, and then hung. So she was nowhere near this. She did not see the guy die. She did not capture him.
Well, how
and
do you know she didn't capture this second time?
She wasn't in the state.
Oh. There you go.
How do you know she just didn't drive there in her car?
Oh, good point.
She just manifested it.
Fuck, I got to rewrite the script.
When she heard about the technicality, she just started manifesting. Like, he's going to get captured
Yeah.
and hung. He's going to get captured and hung.
She was looking at the moon.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
just
so
like,
that's
She
her
broke
credit.
out the sage and the crystals.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, she strikes me as a crystal gal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's
Born
too
out
tough.
west, illiterate. There you go.
Yeah.
You think she had
like-
armpit hair?
Oh, dude, they all had armpit hair. They all had that shit. No one could afford razors.
Yeah, I wonder who's the first person to shave their armpits? And when was it? That had to be
That's a
like
good question.
1906, I'm going to guess.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like them Romans got real smooth.
Oh, wait. Wasn't Beau Brummel, wasn't he big on shaving everything?
Oh yeah, he shaved everything super slick.
Yeah,
that was in
so-
London. He was
Oi.
a fancy dancy boy.
And what time period was that again? Early 1800s? The dandies?
Late 1700s.
Late 1700s. Okay, so let's assume that he wasn't the only guy doing it.
No, early 1800s. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, either way.
I'm just picturing, Calamity Jane's butthole to have like armpit hair sticking out of it, like not butthole, ass crack,
Like weeds?
ass crack. You know what I mean? Like,
They're like a fucking scarecrow.
Like sticking
Yeah.
out of her pants?
yeah, sticking out over the top of her pants, like
Little
when those
tail?
kids used to grow rat tails. Yeah, like it would just be hanging over the outside of her pants.
That was the real
like Goku.
reason women couldn't wear pants, was they didn't. None of the guys wanted to see the ass hair sticking out.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
the rat tail ass hair.
Damn, girl, let me braid that shit. Damn.
Yeah, let me turn you into Padawan learner.
I already cursed.
All right, so
Yeah.
she lied about
Already did
getting
it.
Bill Hickok's
Stupid.
murder.
Yes. That never happened. So Martha spent her time in Deadwood as a dance hall partner. Now, she claimed to have spent this time as a Pony Express deliverer, but there's no evidence of that. The dance hall she worked in, the Gem, was her stomping grounds for some time. Not only did she dance there, but she brought more girls in to dance. Now, the way the dancing worked, this was not erotic by any means. This was not
Oh, they weren't
sexy.
daggering? No daggering going on?
Unfortunately, no. There was no hairy daggering. What would happen is these guys were lonely and prostitutes were expensive. So you would pay for a girl's drink and you'd give her like 5, 6
$10.
cents and you'd dance with her for a few songs and that was it.
This sounds like something Mike would do.
Yeah, would you do that, Mike? 5, 6 cents?
I'd make the girl pay.
Wait, pay to dance with you?
Yeah.
All right.
I've had that happen before. Those,
A girl has
big
paid you for a dance?
Yeah, you get those big chicks that come out on the dance floor.
Whoa.
What do you got to
They slip you a $5 bill to dance with them?
There's nothing wrong with big chicks. I just said that big chicks come over to me. They start stomping over.
You seem like you're kind of cartoon caricaturizing these women. You know, you're, in the same breath, nothing wrong with big chicks. You just stomp over to you. Like,
the floor starts to shake a little bit. All right, this is going to be a good dance time.
we're going to stop here.
He's talking about 12-foot women.
Yes.
Giant
And
testes.
very big Amazonian women that come over and pick me up like a baby.
The coolest kind. You give them a longboard, it looks like a
Spoon you
regular
to bed.
shortboard on them.
They rock me to sleep.
Now, somehow, she survives a bout of typhoid. That wasn't very common.
No, that
What the
usually was
hell's
the death
typhoid?
knell.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, usually you die.
Like cancer?
No, it's like a shitty fever, I think.
Oh, okay.
Her reputation in Deadwood was just that of being a drunken slob that made friends with some of the business owners and was good at offering favors every now and then.
Let's slob it on knobs.
She would do things like that. That was fine. Sometimes she would do it for free, too, depending on who she met.
Oh my God! Imagine a Wild West, like a cowboy or a ranch hand's dick. the smell of that thing. It's been rubbing up against leather pants, like hasn't been showered, like around horse poop, and like, oh my god.
Imagine under the
Widespread,
balls.
also pre-widespread circumcision, so they're not
Yeah.
cleaning underneath that.
They're
Oh,
not
man.
cleaning that cheese out either. Yeah.
That's an extra flavor.
It's
Dude.
like a frosting squeeze.
It's an acquired taste. An acquired taste in a lost art form.
That might explain her habit of smoking the biggest, fattest cigars she could find.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because she was constantly like, trying to one up and masculate herself as much as possible. So I can hang with the boys. Like anytime she asked for chewing tobacco, she would take a ungodly amount. Like she'd clear out someone's can, and people will look. They be like, it's Calamity Jane. So
fat lip.
yeah, just like a hockey puck. People
She could put a lot in her
They
mouth.
could be-
Holy shit.
Look, I think chewing tobacco, I feel like dip is pretty gross. I know I smoke cigarettes, but like if I had to give a Wild West man or Wild West woman, if I had to eat her out, I'm putting a fucking wad of like dip in my mouth.
A little mint flavor.
I would
Yeah.
actually put a wad of bullets
Dip
in my
right in
mouth
there.
with a gun.
Yeah.
I would just embrace the time period and just go, let's do it.
Just do it, yeah.
You gotta be culturally. Let me stop talking again. So
Okay.
continue, Tom.
You can pull that one back around later if you want. In her
gotta go
autobiography,
listen,
she recounts an event where she saved a carriage of travelers from a gang of Indians. According to her, the driver had been shot and killed by the Indians, and the horses were well trained enough to run the carriage to a local barn. Jane claims that she had seen the horses running to the barn, caught up to them, and dumped the luggage to make the carriage lighter, and outran the gang of Indians the rest of the way to Deadwood. Of course, this was not true. None of this was true. There was an event where a gang of Indians shot a driver and he died, and the horses ran to Deadwood. So these events all happen. She just places herself there. That's fine. No one was there, so
No one had phones
someone
back then.
could be there.
Yeah, if someone questioned, it'd be like, how you know? I mean, maybe I was just peeing behind that tree and I just happened to be there.
Well, here's the thing. Like, because she's using these events that are somewhat true to talk about what she's done. Newspapers, you want to talk about fake news? This is all they do. They just write up these fucking stupid stories and they go, oh, yeah, no, she killed a 10-foot Indian. And, like, none of this happens. Reporter Dan Scott called the situation for what it was, and he went against the grain and wrote a lot of his encounters with Jane, calling her a fraud.
Good for you, Dan.
Yeah, Dan knew what was up. He also called her ugly a lot, so that was fun.
A little mean, Dan.
Yeah!
Damn, bitch, you ugly.
Now, I forget what newspaper it was, but it was something based in Deadwood, which was not good because Jane went into the office and just broke everything. They couldn't really stop her because...
Well, then he was like, well, here's a good story.
Yeah. God.
Crazed woman breaks into reporter's office.
She took the lead editor's photo down to the saloon where they threw darts at it and probably pooped on it. It's just stupid. Real stupid.
Yeah, no, I mean, when people complain about fake news today, Tom, you brought up a good point. You want to talk about fake news. I mean, not long after this, basically the news was so fake that we started a whole war because the news reported things wrong. It was yellow journalism. It's like...
It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And we get all these stupid-ass stories about anal hair. What are we talking about?
I think if right now, what do you mean? What are we talking about? We're talking about Clam Jane.
Oh, yeah. Clammy hair.
In keep doing that. In 1877, Martha was featured in a dime novel, a highly popular form of entertainment of the time. Little affordable pamphlets of all kinds of stories. After a fictionalized version of her was featured, she was considered a dime novel heroine. She got a bunch of free drinks and stares out of it, but not much beyond that at first.
Okay.
Edward L. Wheeler published the first of the series. It was called... What the hell? He published a series. It was called Deadwood Dick, which is fun. It's a good.
I like
What
that.
dick?
Now, Dick is the main character, and a fictitious Calamity Jane is the second most featured in the series. Wheeler referenced one other offer for Calamity Jane's backstories, but nothing else. Obviously, none of these things were true. These were not claimed to be true, but this guy using one of the authors, the biographers, as the reference further spread misconceptions when he did try to add in backstories, things that don't really have a lot of consequence for getting wrong, like her age. We don't really know exactly what age she died.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like she could confirm it in the book. She can't read the book.
Well, people would read stuff to her, and she would get mad because you have nothing but time out west.
Yeah, that's true.
That's been kind of cool,
Especially
though.
since
Just-
Deadwood Dick can't get it up, so.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Might as well start reading the book.
She eventually marries a man named George Cosgrove and settled into family life. There was a narrative about Jane and feminists in the West needed. Why did I write it like this? God damn it! Sorry, everyone.
Oh, good.
Basically, the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of feminists glommed on to like how she needed to do a lot of man's work to get by in the Old West, but that was never really true. There was plenty of women in the West, and yeah, if you want to talk about power dynamics and more subtle shit, you could do it all day.
Yeah.
But most of these women, if they need to work jobs, they could. Jane claimed to be the Pony Express driver because she wanted to illustrate how if you want to make money out there, you got to act like a man. And that's just simply not true. Like, we have all these accounts of women owning buildings, businesses, stuff like that. It's just, she was a fucking drunk.
I mean, Seattle was basically built, like I mentioned this in a few episodes, Seattle was built by women pretty much, or like financed by women.
Yeah, no, it's like...
Really, I
it's-
never knew that.
It's a very... We get a very skewed version of that with the modern narrative of how things played out. You want to talk about things being unfair? Sure. You can find a billion opportunities to bring that up. But overall, people accomplished a lot, regardless of gender. It didn't fucking matter.
It just, well, it's all, I mean, Calamity Jane, easy person to latch onto, just like they did in the past. They just latch onto just the easy, notable, funny name they know.
I guess so. So, this is kind of like why she started taking pictures with her wearing pants and the outfits and stuff, because people didn't wear that shit.
She became like a sideshow character almost.
Kind of, yeah. And she noticed that there was people interested in her wearing that kind of garb, the women in pants thing. Like, it took her 10 years to figure it out. Oh, I could capitalize on this somehow.
I want to see a woman in some denim.
She moves back and forth between Deadwood and Sturgis for the next few years. In 1882, at age 26, she moved to Montana, following the construction crews of the Union Pacific. Her newspaper and dime novel appearances started to transition into stage appearances. But old habits die hard, so when she went back to Deadwood and lived in a shack after doing her first couple stage appearances traveling. Kind of weird.
Shack life, tiny house. She just bought a tiny house. That's all. It's trendy.
So, like, back in this time, people would build their own houses. They build these little huts that they'd be doing their prospecting out of and whatever, and they would just abandon them. So you could just go live in an abandoned cabin.
That's pretty
This
cool.
was
That's
very
nice.
common.
Imagine if you could do that today. That'd be cool.
Still could.
I get arrested.
It's called squatting.
Yeah, no, that's illegal, though. This isn't illegal.
No.
This isn't illegal. Well,
You just gotta find the right building, Travis.
It's all about
Mike,
the right
can you
building.
turn the camera around? Do you have running water?
Are you
okay?
are you in the right building, Mike?
are you living in a Little Caesars?
I'm actually at a library right now.
All the libraries are closed, Mike. God.
Exactly. Don't
Yeah, this is a
tell them.
librarian here. He's going to report you.
I'm at the local library.
I'm going to call the library cop.
The library cop. Who is that? They stopped hiring for those around 1970.
It's still the same actor from Seinfeld. He's everyone's library.
The same year, Jane had a baby.
Oh,
Little
no
Calamity. The kid was,
clam.
a kid was
A
a
baby.
baby.
Retarded.
And as you do in Deadwood, you die.
Yeah.
So
Oh, dead baby.
it just happens that way. Very sad. In
You just
18,
chuck them in the
sucker.
river?
yeah, you could just if you can live anywhere, you can certainly bury someone anywhere.
Just throw it out.
Nah, just chuck it in the river, dude.
By late 1883, the railroad was complete and the town of Deadwood was mostly depopulated. She moved to western Wyoming for the next decade. In 1895, Jane returned back to Deadwood. Her fame continued to grow, while not much had actually happened. A fellow named Diamond Dick was producing a...
Diamond Dick is Deadwood Dick after he took Cialis.
yeah, see, Blue Chew Dick.
That's my
Let me
bigger
tell
dick
you,
grandpa.
ladies, it lasts more than 4 hours. Let me tell you right here. Whoa.
Get rid of the Deadwood. Get a diamond.
Ladies, I could be awake for almost 4 hours, and I won't contact my doctor. This fellow named Diamond Dick, who's probably the best guy in the West, he starts recruiting people who were in Deadwood about 15 years prior during this big boom when all the dime store novelists started to borrow characters like Wild Bill and Calamity Jane. So he's like, I'm going to make this a show here. So that's why Jane returns. That's why she comes from Montana. She's like, there might be some money here.
I'm back, bitch.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. You have Buffalo Bill, who's there. I don't think he was involved with this circuit.
But he was like another like
favorite.
phony Western type, right?
Kind of. I think he did pull some shit, but
I mean, the weirdest thing about Buffalo Bill is he toured Europe.
yeah, he toured Europe. He had his own. He seemed to like really have his shit together because they knew each other, and they do run into each other later on. I'll get into that. Her return to Deadwood was very underwhelming. She was wearing a dress, and she is rather
Whoa.
polite and sober,
Whoa.
which kind of
Did she also happen to come across like a crate of "Don't Tread on Me" flags that fell off the back of a truck and was like, "Hey, Deadwood's the perfect place to sell this."
I can imagine. Well, please don't step on my snake.
Don't step on Snook.
In Deadwood, she decided to throw a fundraiser for her daughter to attend a convent school. Now, the event was actually a massive success. A lot of people traveled. They were like, "Oh, Calamity Jane's back in town. Let's go party with her, and we'll get our funds together and help her daughter go." So that was cool. The success of the event was astonishing. They were like, "Wow, how do we do this?" And Jane was so excited that she spent all the money that people donated on drinks for everyone
Now
to show
that's,
her gratitude.
that's the Jane we know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So her daughters, they're like, Mama. They basically, it was just a little sliver left over after all is said and done. Maybe 3 weeks worth of school.
I mean, was her daughter really excited to go to school with a bunch of nuns? She was probably like, "Oh, please, yeah, Mom, keep spending. Get those guys a drink. They're real nice."
Well, I don't know. Maybe she was totally against it. But so look, what I'm trying to illustrate here is Calamity Jane was not smart, but she did have a few tricks up her sleeve. Her time in Deadwood was spent in dance halls, like I said, but now, since she had celebrity, she was able to up the charge. 25-cent dances.
Oof.
Not the sexy
Okay.
dances.
A whole quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, even though you explain not sex dances, every time I hear you say dance hall, I just think of reggaeton.
Me too. I
Like
was
Jamaican
thinking-
dance hall, like dun 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 dun.
I was thinking of daggering.
Yeah,
That's because you guys are cultured.
yeah,
Like,
we are.
this is
Yeah, we are
pre-culture.
cultured.
This is not. This is no culture. These people
This is
are
very
filth.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're eating Rocky Mountain oysters, not regular oysters, like us East Coasters.
That's facts.
So, like I said, she's kind of wearing a dress a lot at this time. In fact, as I mentioned before, lots of dresses. Most of her life wasn't a dress, but we only have these documented pictures. So she was like, "I'm gonna go commission some more photos of me wearing pants." So if you Google her name, you'll see a lot of photos with her wearing pants and holding a gun. If you
That's what I
notice,
saw.
she doesn't even look that comfortable holding the gun. I think that
Terrible trigger discipline.
I honestly think that she was like not very good with a gun at all. Even though it was never countered that she was a good shot. No one ever countered that. But I don't believe it just looking at how she's holding the gun. She looks really uncomfortable in all those photos.
There's one with her and a horse. She looks pretty like G'd out.
Do you guys
sitting on top of a stove too?
On a stove? It's a hot babe.
Stove.
There.
Hell
So
yeah.
the pictures did well. She used them just alone to cover all of her expenses. She'd give one to the bartender at any saloon and receive a $10 credit for it. Now that's $325 worth of monies today.
Woof.
So she would just drink with these things, and people would buy them $5-10, no problem. She was making
Let me
cash.
see you with the jeans on, please. Ugh.
This is the Old Navy cover bitch.
Ooh, y'all that denim.
Jane went
It's
from
crazy how
town-
times have changed. I'm sorry, Tom. I keep cutting you off.
No, that's okay.
Now, like everyone's like, I want to see you naked, but back then it's like I want to see a girl in some jeans.
I just get a glimpse of those sweet ankles.
Oh fuck!
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh yeah. I want
You
you to wear
guys-
my dad's clothes.
Have you guys heard about capris? It's kind of like you can see ankles and they're wearing jeans. Pretty cool.
Pretty
Too
sick.
racy for me.
I wear them when the flood's coming.
Jane went from town to town. Most accounts, she's doing the picture thing, selling her photos. Most accounts of her were somewhat pleasant, but she had a very stereotypical celebrity attitude. Apparently, kind of caught me off guard here. Apparently, if things were not accommodations, things where she was doing her stage performance were not up to snuff, she would throw a hissy fit and start cursing everybody. And remember, cursing is as bad as throwing rocks
Yeah.
back then.
Well, she
What
wanted
in tarnation?
no yellow M&Ms.
Yeah.
Remove all the yellow M&Ms
Do you so?
and place them in a separate bowl for her.
Do you know? Do you know why Van Halen did the no brown M&Ms thing?
Well, isn't that for to
to
prove
see
if
how
they
far
read
you
the
go?
rider?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was for the electrical stuff.
A lot of acts do that where they'll put something really weird in and it's just like, did you actually read this or not?
Yeah, just to see if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I think Van Halen invented that though, because
That's
they
cool.
had like this very experimental light shows and stuff. But either way, that's fun.
Oh,
Brown M&Ms.
Diamond Dave, Diamond Dick, Double D's.
Oh yeah, that is Diamond
Diamond-
Dave right there.
Conspiracy theory. Uh-oh.
We're
Diamond
uncovering
Dick
something.
Page.
Live on Dave TV.
Diamond Dallas Dave's Dick.
Yeah, she began touring with the Dime Museum on the East Coast, performing. Let's see. She would do twice a day for 8 weeks in a row at $50 a week.
Wearing pants.
Performing, like, what is she doing? Just standing on stage in jeans? And
Yeah,
everyone's like,
she'd really she'd let herself out from behind the curtain and go, "Fuck all you! I shot engines."
and what do you jack off? In the,
And they'd
it's like
cheer.
a-
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "That's a hero."
oh, you just jack off to it? You're like, oh, fuck yeah, this is
No,
dope.
no, it's not sexy at all. This is like you
Oh.
bring your kids and you go, "Look, that's a
This
real."
is like going to see Marvel movies, Mike. It's like,
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
go see the lady in jeans.
Little Timmy, eat your glizzy and watch this lady in jeans say curse words.
you learn
She's wearing
something
diesel
like Bill
jeans.
Nye.
Yeah.
The Life and Adventures of Calamity Jane was published, the autobiographical fluff piece. It's all goofy, mostly disproven. After touring in 1897, she moved back to her ranch in Montana, still selling pictures to the locals and whatnot, as I don't think she really had any skills. She wasn't like a farmer, or she said she drove cattle and stuff, but she didn't have any management skills, so she couldn't keep cattle.
It's good drinking and dancing.
Wearing jeans. Keep it up.
Jeans.
In 1898, she took a ride on a bucking bronco and broke her collarbone. So that's fun.
Serves right, you dumb bitch.
That's gotta hurt.
So mean, Mike. But
Yeah,
so
right.
Roast mortem. This is roast mortem, not soft mortem. What do you mean?
Yeah. Bring that heat, Mike.
yeah.
You're wearing
Mike.
jeans in 1800s. You're dumb.
Mike, I want to see you on a bucking bronco. You last hot second.
Patreon.com. Make it happen. I'll do it.
Get Mike on a bucking bronco.
Our show
I'll
is
do
just
it.
going
I'll
to turn
do-
into like weird Jackass with Mike doing weird stuff.
Listen to our history show and give us money so we can bully Mike into doing
Please.
weird tasks.
I will do all the tasks too.
Calamity Jane spent most of her life in Montana cleaning and cooking in various hotels in western towns. This was before she figured out the photo thing. And after the photo thing kind of dried up, when people stopped seeing the value so much in them, she went back to that. She traveled a lot and often drank for free, and as saloon owners saw that it was very good business to have her around.
Isn't she married with a kid? Oh, the kid died.
The kid died, so
Yeah.
she has 2 daughters. There's not
What
a
are they
lot of
doing?
talk about them. She claims to be married several times. We know the Cosgrove guy for sure. There was another one that I read. I didn't write it down. It's not worth it. But the author said that a lot of people who dealt with her, if she was referring to a male friend, she would just call him a husband. So to make things more confusing, she
She's
would
like how
like,
girls call their friends girlfriends,
kind of,
but she would just do it for husbands.
husbands.
Right.
Yeah, she claimed to at one point, not, or maybe not her, but it was being passed around that she was married to Hickok. That wasn't true at all.
Right. Also, like how you have like a work wife, right? I guess her
Oh, the
work,
work wife, work husband.
Oh yeah.
and her work was just getting drunk and like pissing and cursing in the street. So could be anyone.
Every drunk
she-
man was her work husband.
Yeah.
Maybe she was simping these dudes.
So, yeah, I mean, like I only work with guys, so I have a work gay husband.
Me too. I got a bunch of husbands at work.
Yeah, very cool for kissing on the lips.
Oh my god, yeah. A little break in the day, a little 15-minute smooch.
Yeah, Mike, you just making those skateboards smooching for 15 minutes.
Break time. Bust out those lips. We only got 15 minutes, so let's make it last.
15 minutes in heaven.
Make sure you got that chewing tobacco in there.
It's the spirit of the old west.
Oh,
Yeah.
you taste like a leather couch, baby. Nice.
This is, and I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
So much culture in this episode.
Yeah, right. In 1899, Jane was given an offer to come live in luxury for the rest of her days on the East Coast by a woman whose name was Mrs. Brake. Now, she claimed to be a newspaper reporter, and no one knows the exact motive behind this offer, but we have an idea. Jane takes her up on the offer and travels with Mrs. Brake east from Montana. Brake found herself to be quite the babysitter. When they arrived in Minneapolis, she started threatening journalists who wanted to talk to her. I guess she had that kind of drink. They made it to Buffalo, New York, their destination. And she
That's
joined
not even really the East Coast. Buffalo's not even really the East Coast. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
It's on the
I
east
forget.
coast of Lake Erie.
Yeah, yeah.
there you are now.
I mean,
I forget it's part of New York sometimes, too. I'm like,
but also, I guess okay. It was a little bit more settled than.
It's far more settled. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah. No, Buffalo was big. I know.
They pulled crowds. She joined this thing called the Indian Congress, which was a type of West travel show, and they would perform at these places in Buffalo that would bring in like over 60,000 people.
gee.
I know, but let's be real. We have clam bakes. They have buffalo wings. It's chicken. It's not
We
even
don't
real
have
buffalo.
clam bakes. Long Island.
Yeah, we do. What?
Yeah, we do.
Where?
Long Island is like known for clam bakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
My grandma taught me how.
we got those.
Yeah, my grandma taught me how to shuck. Taught me how to fucking suck down crab legs.
Well,
all that
apparently,
shit.
I've had a lot of clams here. I didn't know that there was a clam bake. I don't know. Maybe it's just been in
Little
front of me
neck?
so long I totally ignored it.
Little
Little
necks.
clams?
I have eaten a lot of clams.
Yeah.
I've probably
Steamers?
eaten upwards of several thousand clams.
Well, I guess we call it different names. Like, what's the Oyster Fest is basically a clam bake,
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
but they serve it's oysters.
That's good.
Yeah. There's a lot more Jimmy Buffett than a normal clam bake.
I don't know. I just don't think of. I think of Long Island as egg sandwiches and pizza.
That's what we do best.
Yeah.
If I had to rank our foods, egg sandwiches would be first. Then seafood would probably be like third, right behind pizza.
Yeah.
Well, we call
No,
everything. That's a big problem.
Egg sandwiches first, heroes / sandwiches second.
Yeah.
We got great delis.
You don't get. Yeah. You
Great
don't get
delis.
like the rest of the country doesn't know what a deli is.
No.
Like whenever I travel, like that's.
Oh, you mean Subway?
Oh, you mean like,
Love that deli.
Jim John's?
Yeah. Dude, Jimmy
Jersey
John's.
Mike's?
All
Fuck
right.
you.
Don't knock. Jimmy John's is the closest thing to a Long Island deli, and if you leave, which is sad, but
What
it
about
is.
Quiznos sub? They got Quiznos by you, Travis? They don't got any more in New York.
Dude,
It's like one
no,
upstate.
Quiznos is just belongs in the sewer. But Tom, please continue.
I should continue. She toured with the show for a bit, but then pulled a. Like I said, it pulled a decent amount of interest. I think they were playing some venue that had a 20,000 person capacity, and people would come by and watch her shoot the gun. Literally, that was it. She'd ride a horse out and just shoot a gun. They go, "Woman in pants!"
Didn't hit the target or anything, just shot the gun somewhere.
I'm just picturing like 30 shirtless guys watching, and like each of them has a letter and just spells out like "woman in pants." Just like,
Yeah, whoa!
there she is.
Keep them on.
Well, where'd P go? We have women in ants right now.
Get it sorted, fellas. Here she comes.
We're gonna take her home tonight. She's gonna tell us campfire stories.
And we're gonna put even more pants on her. She's gonna wear 3 pairs at once.
We're gonna give her chewing
So
tobacco.
hot.
Well, she's pulling all these people in to watch her wear her pants, and
Oh, yeah.
and she's noticing her paychecks are coming in pretty slim. And it turns out that Miss Brake turned herself into a manager, kind of agent. So Jane, not knowing what paperwork was, just said, I don't care if I signed anything. I'm not going to do this for you. So she goes directly to the fellow who owned the Indian Congress and made a deal with him. And he was like, yeah, sure. I'll just give you the same exact amount and hand it to you instead of Miss Brake. Now, shortly after, Jane was picked up for public intoxication, and the newspapers made a stink. She kept messing up local Buffalo bars, and she just didn't feel at home there.
Well, she was probably like public what?
What do you?
Like,
what
what
are you
does
talking
that
about?
mean? What are you talking about? This is where you're supposed to drink, in the gutter.
You brought me out here because I love drinking and cussing, and now you're mad that I'm drinking and cussing in your town.
To be fair, she's a talent.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
she wears the pants in this relationship here, right?
yeah.
So, so she's like, all right, I'm getting sick of Buffalo. I'm going to go visit a friend in Pennsylvania. And while she's there, she burns down a barn. I don't know. I
Very
have nothing
black
else.
metal of her.
Very black metal.
Yeah.
A church barn. So she was fed up with the East, and she went back west. So she actually meets up. She goes back to Buffalo. She meets up with Buffalo Bill.
Oh,
She-
from Silence of the Lambs.
That one, yeah.
that-
Who- and she's just
that
like,
one.
hey,
With his dick tucked between his legs.
yeah.
He's
She's
"You
like,
got
hey, can I
pants?
borrow
don't wear
some lotion?
pants."
Yeah.
Yeah. She puts the lotion on her pants.
Now she's dead broke at this point, so she goes, "Hey, Buffalo Bill, can I please have some money to get to Montana?"
And he's like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah, and then just squirts a $5 bill out of the tip of his dick. Now somehow, she was given more than enough money to get back to Montana, but somehow, maybe the alcohol had something to do with this, gets stranded in Chicago.
Oh,
Correct.
no.
It did take a while for her to get home. She did eventually pull it off. She had to join a Western-bound dime museum that didn't pay too well to just kind of trail her way back there. She makes it to South Dakota and decides to stay for a while and get drunk like old times. So she's in Deadwood again.
Hey.
Hell yeah. I don't know what it is with people in the late or like in the 19th and early 20th century just having people museums. They like to do that a lot.
Well, dude,
What do you mean by that?
No one did anything interesting back then.
It was like roving YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's the same thing as a vlogger or something like that. It's the same shit.
Influencer.
Oh, like didn't we talked about? I mean, this was a terrible man, much terrible than Calamity Jane. But was it Leopold having black people museums?
Leopold, yeah, he had black people museums.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't even the worst thing he did to black people.
Oh yeah, no, there was worse. Did
Talking
you
about
listen
King
to the episode?
Leopold?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah, the Belgian.
yeah. I think there's some worse things he did.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I was just saying he had like people museums. Like what was just like here's a museum, it's a person that's alive.
The Bronx Zoo.
Oh, they're alive.
The
Oh.
Bronx Zoo had a black family living in it.
Yeah, that's
No
true.
way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like people from the Amazon, like indigenous tribes from the Caribbean, they would just be like, "This is fascinating. People love to see
Really?
this."
Yeah.
You shitting me?
That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
That's probably why Pocahontas went back to London. Was because
Yeah.
they were like, "Let's bring her over." People
She's just
love
like
it.
free maze. Why not?
Damn.
Yeah, and then I guess it evolved to check out this lady in pants. You know, looking at this lady in pants.
It's kind of the end of like the unskilled show offery
Yeah.
of human beings. This
Yeah.
time, you know, like we have reality TV now actually,
Yeah.
which is even worse. My 600-pound life and all that shit.
Well, I mean, that's
That's
kind
a
of
good show. I like
that
that
is
one.
human museums just on TV, I guess.
But those people,
Hoarders?
all right. So those people, though, I say we have to double our efforts. We have to get more people that are that size on TV all the time.
It makes me feel better about myself when I see them suffering.
Exactly. That makes me feel good.
I think the best one is the one that the guy that's in love with the car and he like has sex with the muffler. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I've seen the
No.
clips from that. Yeah,
That guy's a national treasure.
I've seen the pool
should-
animal one, though. That was a good one.
he should be a Supreme Court judge.
Oh,
he
definitely.
should. He
You know,
should.
is that his car was like a piece of shit, wasn't it?
It was a shitty car.
Yeah,
It was like a fucking
It was a
it's
Ford
like
Pinto.
a Taurus or some shit.
Mike,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah, it was garbage.
What was the weirdest thing you guys ever had sex with?
Not a Ford Pinto.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not because there's something weirder, but because I haven't.
I mean, I don't know.
You ever-
I
you
don't
ever
really
see,
want
like,
to. I'm a married man now. I have to
You ever
limit
look at a
my
couch?
tails.
You ever look at a couch a different way?
I have.
Well, in the future, you don't need to fuck your couch, all right, Mike? They have pants you could wear.
Dude, let me tell you, Mike.
Hopefully they're
hey,
diesel.
hey, as another non-married man on the show, you ever hear of IKEA? Wink, wink. Lots of
Yeah,
couches.
they got
there.
that meatballs there.
Yeah, lots of couches and meatballs.
That's where the meatballs come
A
from.
lot of bed frames. A lot of bed frames I can just assemble.
That's the
Yeah.
sauce.
A lot of mattresses to put holes in.
Oh, yeah. Well, in 1902, she bummed around for a while and got drunk in various small towns in South Dakota. She was old and haggard at this point, and things got worse. She really liked to drink, okay? That was pretty much all she did. So that ages you pretty quick, especially when you're in the sun all the time, too. She finds herself in jail a lot, and then in the hospital, of course. Rheumatism.
Classic.
Back in Deadwood in 1903, Jane, being wrinkly as hell, a mess of a person who looked about 80, she was only 47.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
Yeah, she really.
I've seen some haggard 40-year-olds or
me
40-somethings.
Oh, man.
Most of the pictures I saw of her, I was like, oh, these are from later in life when she's in her 50s. So that's not a good sign.
All right, so she died at 47.
For what?
So I'm just saying now, if you look at all those pictures, you'd be like, oh, this is
She was
obviously a
younger,
65.
younger than the 47 in all.
This
of
is
them.
this is why a regimented skincare routine is important, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure is. You've been working on those commercials too much.
Oh, I have a skincare routine, night and morning and night.
I
I
just
feel like
brushed-
you just don't take care of your face. It just doesn't. Like, the more shit you put on your face, the more stressed out it gets, I feel like.
well, you just got to wash your face daily.
Yeah, so just take a shower. That's once a day.
You got to stop putting out cigarettes on your forehead.
That's a good start.
You know,
Yeah, there you go, Travis.
I'm just saying it's a great place to put it out. Got that ledge there, a little
Fucking
ashtray.
Neanderthal ledge of yours.
Yeah.
Now, there's a famous photo of Jane in front of Wild Bill Hickok's grave that was taken shortly before she died.
So goth.
The idea came from some liquor store owner.
taking his photography hobby to the next level by getting her to pose for that photo. There's nothing sentimental about it. She was drunk, and the dude and his assistant just walked her in front of the grave and took a picture. That's it.
So
It's one of the most famous photos of her.
you know, one of a creepy liquor store owner slash amateur photographer moment that I saw. I was hanging out around Kings Park Psych Ward. You know, you walking around, people walking around.
Yeah.
I see this dude, you know, like probably like late 40s, balding. He's with these two girls, and you know, like young girls. And he's got a camera bag with him, and I was just listening, and I could hear the girls say like, "Oh, how do you know each other? Oh my God, this is the first time I'm doing this!" Like going off into an abandoned psych ward with this balding man with a camera.
Man, money can.
What?
Money, I make a lot of money. That's what
Yeah.
money does.
You don't need money for that. You need time to plan these things out.
Yeah,
You gotta pay them. They're gonna,
No, you have to
That-
promise that you will.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
There you go.
Girls, I just realized I left my ATM card at home.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to come back to my house where I store all of my financials in the basement.
You guys want to go to Gilgo Beach?
No, you don't bring
At-
him home.
at
You're
night?
at the psych ward already at night. You just bury him in the morgue.
Well, you do. You got to poison them. At the
Wait, you were
psych
there at
ward.
night and they were doing that?
Oh, no, this is during the day.
I-
It used to be you need to sneak into that place
Yeah.
at night. Now, like families walk around like in the middle of the day.
No,
I
you,
caught someone banging there during the day one time too. I had a similar situation.
In
There
one
was
of
just a
the
couple.
buildings or just out in the fields?
No. it was-
Oh no,
it
yeah,
was-
they were just there. They were out. They were like behind the fences. There's people walking around in the buildings. Like the cops don't give a shit.
no, it's a
anymore.
state park. You,
That was just building 93. I was in.
No, I
building
know, but
93.
you're not supposed to go behind like the fence. Somebody cut like a hole in the fence, and you're not supposed to go. That's like technically you're not supposed to go there,
Yeah.
but like people are walking
Yeah.
around back there like during the day.
I don't
and
care.
shit.
It's public
We-
safety. It's some schmuck
Yeah.
getting paid $13.50 an hour. Going, why the fuck would I care?
Yeah. And people taking photography,
Yeah.
just like Calamity Jane in the graveyard.
Throwing shit off the top of the roof is a lot of fun too.
Well,
Falling through the floor.
I hope that guy's doing really well today.
Probably is.
Probably he's killing it right now.
His name's John Sins. That's before he lost all of his hair.
I was, well,
As he was in the process of balding is when Travis saw him.
This is like 5 years ago, dude.
Well, it's-
Johnny Sins has been a bald man for a long
okay.
time.
It was when he was just starting his photography career as he was getting his medical degree.
so this is Elon Musk then. This is when he was bald.
That was him and Grimes.
Him and Grimes.
It was
Yeah.
him and the two halves of women that would become Grimes.
Yeah, the two halves of the women that would become the organism Grimes.
They fused together.
All right, we're at the end of this. Let me just wrap this up. Calamity Jane died a less than spectacular death on August 1st, 2003, 1903, of a throbbing liver and a bloated bowel. She was traveling in a smoking car, as she usually did, when she suddenly felt ill. She was taken to
Wait,
a local...
Tom. Sorry, Tom. What is a smoking car?
Oh, on the trains. So, I
Weren't
should've
all of
mentioned-
them smoking?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that was a health thing. I think that was a we don't want to get ashes all over what we're carrying here.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, we got like the dining car, the sleeping car, the
Yes.
smoking car,
Yeah,
the
specifically.
poor car where they have to do all those things in one.
No, it was
Yeah.
always a tough guy scene to be in the smoking car. You could probably smoke in the other cars, but this is where you go. This is where you pass
Right.
liquor around. This is like the saloon on wheels, which she always rode in. That was her bag. So she gets ill. She's dropped off at a local hotel where she dies a few days later, being very poor and shitty. She was buried next to Wild Bill Hickok in that photo I just mentioned. Those who knew both of them saw this as some kind of joke at Bill's expense.
Question.
Yes,
Was she buried in jeans?
probably some Wranglers.
Okay.
That was like
No
you know, when
Levi's?
somebody's
I don't know.
Some
Well, you know, when
skin-tight
somebody-
Levi's?
when somebody's like famous or known for doing something like, say, if I didn't want to be like jettisoned into the sun, which is what I want, if I was going to be buried in the ground, you'd just buy as much shrimp as you could and put it in my coffin.
We're shooting you in the
so-
sun. It's way less expensive. It's a lot of
But yeah,
shrimp.
no, she definitely was buried in her fucking Levi's.
She had to.
I
have
hope
been.
so. I'd be pissed off if she wasn't.
Yeah, so that's Calamity Jane. Thanks for hanging in there, everyone, because I know that not a lot was said when it comes to exciting stories.
Well, she was a grifter, it seems like.
Yeah,
A
I wouldn't
grifter
even,
of stories.
I wouldn't even blame most of it on
Oh, it's not even her fault, no.
Yeah, I think that a lot of
Yeah.
people put it in her head.
It's clear, like, people were like, we want to take pictures with you, the famous pant lady. And she was like, sucking down a fifth of whiskey. It was like, sure, take some pics.
Yeah, definitely. She liked the attention. She definitely did.
I'm gonna check out her films later.
You should.
Yeah, Mike, that one looks really good.
Right? That looks good.
Let me see if you have the original. It's called the original story of the story of the original Saddle Tramp, Calamity Jane, directed by Joe DiMatteo,
Joe DiMaggio.
starring Rocco and Missy.
Oh.
Why did I click that? Why did I
What did you
click
think it was
that?
going to
I don't know. I thought it
Oh
would.
damn.
Once I saw
thought it was gonna be
Holding
anime.
Gun, I was like, oh.
I thought it was gonna be an anime.
I had to download it to my computer, and now it's on my
That's
desktop.
that's a clip from the movie. The actual film. You know, this is the birth of film.
That's actually. You're right.
I love the beginning of film. All right.
You see it in my glasses? Can you
Yeah.
see the reflection?
All right, let's wrap
Wait,
this
Tom,
episode
you
up.
clicked the second image I sent, Holding Gun.
Holding Gun.
I clicked holding gun. I couldn't read the holding gun part. If I had read that, I probably would have imagined that she was holding a massive pink gun in her mouth. A fully erect gun.
Diamond Dick.
No, she's just getting that rope ready.
Diamond Dig.
Just get that rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I think you were doing Dimebag Daryl before I came onto this?
Because we're doing
That's-
Dimebag Daryl next week.
Spoilers! next week we're doing Dimebag Dick Daryl.
He didn't have no Deadwood.
No, he definitely didn't. He had a
Well,
live
maybe he
wood.
drank enough
Live
where I
wire.
don't think it worked. I don't know. I don't know if his dick worked, to be honest, but we'll find out.
We're going to find out. All right, anyway, thanks for listening this week. Fans of the show, friends of the show, all that. Patreon people, you're very nice. If you're not a Patreon member, just go and give us money. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you want to see Mike ride a bucking bronco?
That's coming up. That has to come up.
I'll make a whole vlog out of it.
Make the vlog. I'll bring you down. We're going to find the closest bucking bronco to where you live.
Probably
Are
out
you-
east. Probably like Mastic or something.
Mike, are you insured?
No.
All right, so we're gonna have to
That's actually
wait.
a big problem I got.
We're going to have to wait.
That's that'll make me perform better knowing that I have no insurance, that I can't afford to get hurt.
That's why you skateboard.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
I
going
can't
back.
afford
Perform
to get
better.
hurt.
All right,
Yeah.
good
Can't
point.
afford to get sick and die. You know, I gotta go to work.
I can't afford to die. God damn it! I can't even afford to
Yeah,
die.
that's sad. I can't. I can't like the thought of going to a hospital stresses me out.
Yeah, it's
I
called
can't
being American.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if I get sick, I'm fucked.
Don't get
Don't
sick.
call an ambulance. That's $4,000. Just
You're right. Just drop me
please
off.
just
in a
drop me
taxi.
off.
Just put some jeans on it. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Some jeans. Mike, we'll just put you in a museum. Your leg will be half off. I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Thanks for listening. Did I miss anything? Does it matter? Do people care?
Nah.
All right.
Patreon.com/Mike Regan.
Follow us on socials. This roast mortem kev mortem.
What he said.
That's it. All right.
Also-
thank you, Shane.
I'm a
Yeah.
scat man.
You heard the ad this fucking week. Go fucking buy Norse things.
Yeah, do it. We have a sponsor. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Seach.
Dinky dinky.